Hello, good evening, everybody.
How are you? Alors là, vos kounia yo pare, ma passe au kon là. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome. Let's parler with Bevi and Prinny. Ladies, take it over.
Well, hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome again to the episode of Let's Parlay. We have Bevi in the building, and we have
Prinny.
good evening. We're happy that you can join us on this evening. So today we have a very serious and emotional topic we would like to share. You know, it's something that been going on, and it's pertaining to bullying.
Is it the reason
Bullying.
why you're using that sign filter
What
on
sign
your
filter?
lighting? You look blue.
Do I? Okay.
I know. I thought it was a contrast with the topic that you're discussing. No.
Oh no, but I
Oh
could
well.
I could I could
Yeah, you might.
change.
Yeah, change the color.
Yeah, because
I
you
didn't
look.
know I
You
looked
do
blue,
make you
guys.
look blue, like you're sad.
I thought it
Yeah.
was genius, but no, there you go.
How
I
is
like that
this?
one better.
Better, yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that.
So thank you. I'm gonna need your help today, Max, to translate maybe some of the things because we really, really, really not want to, like, how can I say this? Blame our community, our Haitian community. But what we want to do is try to prevent these things from transpiring.
Okay.
It's very imperative that we understand the depth of things when we're not on top of it and
Okay.
how far things can get.
You got it. I'll try my
Okay,
best.
perfect. Okay, great. So, Prinny, is there anything you want to share before I get into the
No.
story?
Yeah, I think it's a great discussion that we should have, especially within our community. And I like how you brought that up. Is not that we're trying to blame or point fingers, but it's just ways to prevent certain things that I know I could even share my personal experience of bullying and how I chose not to even bring it up. Um, to my parents as well. So I think it's something to bring light of, and I don't think sometimes we pay attention to just the small little things when it comes to our kids. And me and Beverly would had this conversation earlier, and how sometimes when it comes to our Haitian culture and our parents, it's not that we're not saying that they're not on top of stuff like that, but when it comes to bullying and stuff, it's a very sensitive topic. So I'm just kind of happy that we're actually having this discussion, and we don't know who it could help in the near future.
Correct. Um, so we're just gonna get right into the story, and let me just. This video. This is a screenshot of what was posted. This is 12-year-old Womi Vilsa. I think I said it right. I don't have my glasses, but bear with me. Romy Vilsa was a healthy Haitian immigrant, fifth grader at PS 3361, which was in New York City, due to a graduate, and he was supposed to graduate this June. He was bullied by his own classmates. This school, well, from what this article was put out, it said that the school failed him and didn't properly address this manner of bullying. On Wednesday, May 5th, he was jumped. He was beat up on after school. And on Thursday, May 6th, while in school, he was punched behind the head by a student who admits he was given a dollar dare by another student to hit Wumi. Wumi complained of a severe headache and was sent to the nurse who sent him home instead of the hospital. Wumi passed away at King's Community Hospital at 3 p.m. on Friday, May 7th. Um, Let me come back to video. I was very distraught, like I couldn't keep. Get emotional.
It's okay, Bev. It's okay. You know,
Sorry.
in a situation like this, it's very heartbreaking, and I can't even imagine what, you know, his mother is going through, the thoughts that are is running through her head. And unfortunately, in the situation, we never want to hear things like this, especially within our community, because I know, as a you know, in North Miami, I did witness, you know, kids get picked on, and based off their accent, and just from who, you know, where they came from. And it's just heartbreaking. And as a
So,
mother,
right.
as a mother, I can't even imagine what the mother is feeling at this point. But unfortunately, we don't want Romy's name to not have a legacy. Make, you know, like, I wouldn't say a sacrifice, but I hope this opens the eyes of parents to communicate with your kids,
Right.
pay attention to certain signs, um, be active in your kids' school. Don't just send them to school, send them to school. Communicate with the teacher, be present. One thing I can honestly say, I notice, even right now I'm a nursing student, and I notice the difference to the patients that have family that's active in the nursing home. See, the parents that are active in the nursing homes are the ones that the nurses and the CNA are going to constantly take care of, because guess what? They're active. And I say this the same way with our kids. When we become active parents in our schools and we communicate with these teachers, we show we're in PTA meetings and we're doing this and this and that, you know, it's a different, it's just a different kind of reaction, I would say. So I hope that this story can save so many other young kids, Haitian kids, and have our, you know, our parents or Haitian culture get involved when it comes to stuff like this.
Right. I had to do the research and do the background, and having to watch countless videos of when his father was getting questioned, and he was just crying out. That's his only son. He has other siblings, but there are all girls, but that was his only son, and he wanted his son to get buried, to his first body to get sent back to Haiti and get buried. But this story was so emotional, having to see that the mother cried out, and me having an only son. That's my only son, you know. And I make sure to ask my son, how was school? Did anybody bully you? Did anybody try to make you do something you didn't want to do? Did anybody touch you? I'm constantly on top of that because, and granted, I know that with the older generation, they're not really like, they won't see the signs. But that's why you need to talk to your kids. That's why you need to ask them questions. I'm not saying you need to get involved in PTA.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I was a part of PTA one time for my son's school. It was trash. I gotta admit,
But
it's
you know what?
horrible.
Guess what though? The teachers recognize your face. They're
Right,
gonna know who you are. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So it's a difference where, if, say for example, there's an incident that's going on, and they're just like, oh, that's just Timmy, like, you know, but no, Timmy got an active mom that's in the school. Guess what, Timmy? I'm gonna tell your mom what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And then the story behind it with the other kids. See, I teach my son self-control and teach him you can't get upset and hit someone. You get upset, but don't put your hands on somebody. So if I'm teaching him that, you know, hopefully there are other parents who are teaching their kids the same way, because I'm the kind of mother, how you say this in Korea, the kind of mother I am, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to leave the job and I'm going to pull up to the school.
I'm just playing.
I'm coming and I'm asking everybody, I'm coming and I'm waiting for the other parents. That's the kind of parent I am. I know I'm mixed with, you know, trying to be calm and collective, but I do want to fix the problem, get to the point, because you can't really talk to the child. You got to talk to the adult, because you're trying to, you know, have things stop. So it's very important. Pour tout parent qui attendait, I'm going to try to speak as much Creole as I have right now. Pour tout parent qui a tade, li très important pour nous chita pour nous parler à Timounio. But they see
Mhm.
when you're passe l'école, it's not only about schoolwork. If I said devoir, make sure you pay attention. Get it back at qui a fait, they're being called names. Get lot timon qui a emmerdé parce que j'en tête yo ye, radio gen soulier yo gen pied yo. You understand what I mean? So you have to be there to make your child feel important and let them know si gon baga qui a privé and they don't like it, yo baga me saka passer l'école, you have to take the initiative to go to the school and let them know that you're serious. Maybe you're gonna have to call out. Maybe you're gonna have to be late to work, but work is not more important than your child's well-being. Fait petit pas douce, and we would not ever want to see this situation happen again. Like I'm not sure how it could have got prevented because these kids nowadays are out of control. But
Extremely.
going to the school and the school communicating and even giving your kids, making your kids feel welcome around you, for them not to be so scared. Put him on your pot, tell them pay your back like that's insane. That's absurd. You have to at least give your child enough comfortability with you as the adult, as the parent, to come talk to you about whatever, so they can let you in. But si chaque fois, and you have to notice the habits of your child. Soule, if you see Soule, chaque fois petit coup saute de l'école, et puis they're playing around, y'all jouer yo content, and one day one iguayo al coucher. You understand? You have to check up. You have to make sure constantly throughout the night. I fall asleep. We all fall asleep, but I wake up and I go check on my son. I feel him, make sure he's warm, make sure he's breathing. I don't know. Maybe I'm attached.
No, no.
But I
You're
still
just
do that. I still
right.
do that.
Right. Yeah, you're definitely right, Bev. I know one thing for sure. When it comes to, especially with my son, I'm constantly asking him questions. I'm constantly asking, hey, did somebody make fun of you? Have ever somebody made a joke? And I try to bring it in a way where it's like kind of like cool, like, who did somebody make fun of you at school? Did somebody ever make you cry pain? Don't lie to me. Don't lie. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of get as much information. And one thing about me, I'm that type of parent, and I'm just going to be very honest with you. I do not teach my kids to put their hands on anybody.
Hey,
But
girls.
best believe if
Yes.
you put your hands on my child, my son hits back.
Hey,
So it's
Yeah,
it's just, huh?
sorry, Max is saying something.
non,
Oh, I'm
sorry,
sorry.
Princess. M'bavle oublier ni m'bavle prendre trop de temps, mais
Mhm.
m'pense que yon Beverly Sordia, it's right. Nous supposons, nous tous les deux, Princess, tout, nous prêter attention à l'attitude de Timon, nan, l'elle saute l'école. Parce que l'ol prend habitude, depuis Timon saute l'école en général, pour ça fait l'encala, c'est courir l'encala à l'origine, chercher pour manger ou bien pour la jouer. Donc, si ouais Timon nan vin nou l'autre jour, que c'est l'enfer, mais là, le fait école dans chambre ni, ou bien l'autre gens doucement, et là, ou ka bonzer le question, moi, ça crive. Et pour habitude, tout comme parents, pour nous participer, intégrer l'envie Timon dans l'école, même nous demander l'école, comment l'école là t'es aujourd'hui, qui sont apprendre aujourd'hui, qui ça que t'es fait, même leur font travail, ou là, fait manger, ou celle, la parler, forcer le raconter, ça qui passe l'école là aujourd'hui, ça mettons habitude, côté que Timon a bien habitude, mais bon, ça qui t'est passé l'école là aujourd'hui, la venir raconter, ça c'est une. Deuxième bagaille que nous avons fait tous les mêmes parents, c'est intégrer nous dans le système, non? Participer dans PTA meeting yo. Parents, PTA, parents, qui ça dit encore Beverly Parents?
Yeah,
Euh,
PTA.
oui, ça veut dire encore Parents Teachers Association. Ou
Yeah.
bien,
Yeah.
yeah, so, participer là-dedans, enregistrer là-dedans. Yo fait meeting une fois par mois ou bien une fois chaque 15 jours. À l'an meeting, ça, vous connaissez ça, l'autre parent a dit pour nous présenter concern yo, pour nous faire demande. C'est l'embarail ça qu'on a intégré dans le système de l'école là. Gon l'autre bagage que nous a fait tout comme parents, timoun yo, mettez yo l'activité demander l'école là pour une activité after school pour yo. Par exemple, mettez Timon dans karaté, dans judo. Karaté avec
Mhm.
judo, moi-même personnellement qui t'ai fait judo l'aime t'es jeune, et c'est vrai que y apprend nos batailles, y apprend nos défendre tête tout, mais par contre, yo montre que son système qui montre maîtriser tempérament, maîtriser ou pas la frère faire judo pour al bataille mais ou ka défendre tête ou mais li metto wiser il faut plus tranquille ou après on monde vraiment qui pour faire judo qui arrive au niveau on ceinture depuis on ceinture vert on ceinture marron ou bien même on ceinture noire moun ça li gon maîtrise que li pas louer la goumen et pour sans raison que l'a perdu et Pulse Lee l'a fâché facile pour aller l'engoumer au contraire le fait que le connaît l'a pas pesé mais l'a pas défendre tête li tout donc si montre Timoun yo vrai Timoun al fait judo al fait karaté au moins si on arrive à un point côté que gon équipe moun ka bully yo au moins they can put up a good fight yo ka défendre tête yo mieux que on l'autre Timoun qui pas ka faire rien du tout troisième bagage là son question d'éducation et puis par exemple l'école yo gen ça et language barrier gan pile parents qui pas parler langue nan donc là je pense que l'école yo ou bien un système en place qui pour faire bridge ça qui pour communiquer avec parents qui parlent l'autre langue c'est pas créole seulement gan pile l'autre culture en pile l'autre groupe qui dans l'école yo en pile l'autre culture l'autre nation qui a besoin au monde tout qui pour faire bridge ça donc l'école est obligé de mettre des systèmes en place des monde en place pour fill gap ça côté au kakembe communication pour bien comprendre ça qui passer dans vie timonio que la caillou que l'école là mais plus précisément comprendre culture là dernier point que m'a mettre et son sujet qui est réellement intéressant, c'est le système lui-même qui vous fait des changements en lui-même. Par exemple, m'a regardé l'histoire et il dit que quoi là nursery côté nursery, il obligé les parents, les papas pour te prendre autorisation pour suivi que qu'a fait. Ça arrive même plusieurs fois côté que petite pam l'école et que li tête fait mal par exemple, il y aurait les mains pour me demander est-ce que m'autorisé pour bali Tylenol. Vous comprenez ou bien est-ce que le médicament que la prend. Là automatiquement que me dit oui nous mettre bal Tylenol là, yo bal Tylenol, yo fait le petit coucher, il sentit mieux, il tourner l'école. Mais malheureusement système n'a fait on gens côté que même leur gain infirmière l'école là même sur place pour gérer Timoun si on ba quelqu'un qui rive yo mais système n'a imposé yo faut prendre autorisation par an mais faut qu'on ligne que gon point privé si gon emergency si gon urgence côté nurse là nurse yon ti jan peut prendre décision parce que système nan ti jan bloqué yo dans line of duty yo c'est vrai que yo la projet Timoun mais yo pas gen tout droit pour prendre des décisions là me pense que faut changer ça pour qu'on ait si gon une situation côté nurse là font jugement que le penser que faut qu'on suivi qui fait rapidement même l'altérer les papas malheureusement qui était dans le travail qui pas répondre au téléphone non qui fait ouvrir ti moun la calice pas faire rien du tout et mais là si système nan est accepté ou bien insister pour yo faire suivi font bonne évaluation ti moun si nurse là lui-même en tant que professionnel senti que et ça a besoin font MRI il besoin font X-ray yo pas obligé gain autorisation parent pour aller faire suivi ça si vous voyez l'hôpital vous font X-ray vous t'a pour gon bagay qui passe ça et là automatiquement vous t'a sauvé ti moun puisque vous regardez monsieur prend quoi derrière tête li là la kali et c'est quelques jours après que peut-être son hémorragie interne qui fait malheureusement qu'il faut y aller.
Thank you so much, Max.
Thank
you for the insight. Yes, all that information is great. Get l'école qui get after school program and it's for free. Get pile l'école qui get pile programme qui free. One extra and they're going to be available for the children. Also, get it papier yo voye la caille. Faut que nous prenons nous get it it's in English, it's in Spanish, it's in Creole. Prenons nous pour nous lire. Get it papier lo sien y'a mando si ti moun gon problème, est-ce que nous ka voye l'hôpital, this and that like you have to take your time and read these. There's protocols in all school. Also, not toute l'école. If there's Spanish speaking, Creole speaking, there's administrators there to translate. There's people there to translate in all schools. What was I gonna say again? Go ahead, Prinny.
But no, yeah, you're definitely right. In all schools, they are required to have a translator, even from hospitals, that it is legal, not legal, but it's required. It's something that is required. So don't let your language barrier be a, an issue to be active in your kids school life. There's just very, especially there's a lot of options out there, counseling as well. But we as a Haitian community, we definitely have to do better. We definitely have to do better, because even from my own experience, I was talking to Bev, I had an experience when I was bullied in middle school, and it was really, really bad. And it was to the point where I had talked to a counselor and I begged her to remove me out this class. It was to the point where if that lady did not remove me out that class, I was going to try to find a way to stay home or convince my mom to take me out of the school. That's how bad it was. And, I'm, at least I'm grateful it wasn't at a day and age where, at this time, and parents, we really have to be mindful, because now suicide is at a very high rate, and when you're young, you think you have it all figured out, and you really don't.
No.
So I'm kind of grateful at that time suicide and all this extra stuff was not a topic or discussed about. But I'm very concerned about these kids that we're raising now, because it's something that's being thrown so easily. These kids are used to seeing violence. These video games that they're playing, they're desensitizing their actual their morals, and it's it's nothing to see something, a dead human being on the floor. So it's just that we have to, this is a very, very precious time, parents, that we have to be very mindful, because now suicide is at a very, very high rate. And God forbid, I don't know what would have been my thought process back then, but it's something that it is very embarrassing to have to be bullied and your voice is not being heard. And you don't want to, sometimes as a student, they don't want to go to an adult and talk about it, because that's considered snitching, or you're scared, or you're scary. It's always an inner code within our own community. So parents, we really, really just have to pay attention.
And then put tout parent yo, how you say downplay, put tout parent yo keep us say, si moun yo okay, yo gon kote pou yo dormi, yo gen manje pou yo manje. That's not all. They need emotional support. Get it let yo ha kontan pou yo l'école. Because other kids are just the worst. The environment is the worst. Get it let professeur. Sometimes it's the teachers, and you don't even know, but they're still human too, and they fail. They fail to protect the students. It's all on you now. You have to continue to protect your kids, even when you're absent. Your voice can be heard. I went to my son recently, like 2 months ago, broke his arm, and they called me and they asked me, can we take him to the hospital? And I said, yeah, I'll meet you over there. So they had the ambulance transfer him over. But what if I didn't pick up? What if something worse could have happened? This is his second time breaking his arm, but he broke his arm when he was in first grade. He was playing around and he broke his wrist, and he broke it around 11 a.m. because that's the time they go out to play. But he had to stay with his broken wrist the first time the rest of the school day, because the teacher failed to notice that there was something wrong with him. When I picked him up, he was holding his arm up. So I tried to, put him. He's like, no, touch me. He just got hysterical. And I was like, what's wrong with you? He was like, my arm hurt. That's the explanation. But I noticed that my son likes to play a lot. He likes to move, and he was just still. I'm the type of person, I don't care about a bill. I care, but I don't care. I'm taking him to the emergency room, because there's things I can't see. And when I took him to the emergency room, after x-rays, we found out that the wrist was broken. This was the first time, and I was so shocked. I went to the school the next day, and I let them know. My son stayed in school the whole day, from 11, from playing outside, all the way to 2:30, and nobody noticed that his arm was broken. This was very painful for me.
Well, Beverly, let me just add one thing right there to give you a break to breed also. Faut nous comprendre nous-mêmes parents haïtiens en général, moi connais que nous dit timoun yo si autant senti yo, si nous dit yo pas envie à l'école aujourd'hui, n'a dit c'est pas eux ceux qui encore yo lever à l'école. Mais faut nous prendre ça nous pour nous comprendre pour nous parler à timoun yo et quitter exprimer yo, quitter dire exactement gens ressenti yo et ça ou penser ça qui dans tête yo. Si c'est pas reste qu'il encore yo, si jouer besoin jouer n'a connaît parce que automatiquement yo parler, yo dit nous n'a connaît si son excuse qu'il a cherché, si son prétexte qu'il a cherché pour parler l'école. Mais si nous pas ouvrir porte ça pour nous parler avec tout nous pas jamais connaît tout les son problème que le gain l'école là et que le pas envie à l'école là. On voit parce que quelqu'un doit un petit monde qui merde li, li gen un problème mon professeur qui merde ça nous les bully boy ici, li gen une situation côté le peur, li gen son bagage que le ouais, li peur retourner là pour parler ouais, donc quelqu'un doit quelconque mais sous pas bal opportunité ça pour parler, sous pas ouvrir porte là pour petit monde exprimer pour le sentir à l'aise avant pour le parler, et ben li pas jamais cadeau, pas jamais connaît tout et de tempérament, de caractère, de culture moi connaît ti moun nan, même le l'a dormi, même le un bagage quelconque n'a lever pour aller lever la cabane nan li pour aller l'école paresseux ou pas aller l'école lever pour aller moi connais ça moi comprendre ni c'est culture nous c'est comme ça on élevé nous-mêmes mais Jean situation à présenter ces jours-ci avec tout problème qui gagne yo Hélène prend exemple ça qui passé récemment il nécessaire pour nous ouvrir porte là pour nous parler à Timon yo pour nous capi bien comprendre yo et puis ensuite Jean-Beverly dit la prêter attention à petite non comme ça les changement dans behavior yo n'a automatiquement notice li n'a li pour nous connaître something must be wrong, let's find out exactly what it is.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah, so I think I'm just especially Beverly. I know this was a very hard topic, and I thank you, DJ Max, for allowing us to bring this awareness in our culture, because I really don't see much of us talking about it, opposed to what's brought up on certain platforms. So I really commend, and especially Beverly, who actually was the one who brought it towards my attention as well. And it makes me also reflect as a parent too. I'm sitting here talking about it, but I need to make sure I'm doing my part as a parent as well. So I know it is very uneasy, but we just want to bring awareness of what's really going on, and especially in our own culture. I know, it was kind of hard to, I wouldn't say hard, but certain things I didn't want to talk to my mom about, because of that fear that was instilled. And the thing is, I knew my mother was crazy too, and so I was that type of child that would overthink things. And I knew that if something was like this was to be brought up with my mother, I knew that she could, it would really affect her. And so I would suppress my emotions. And I wish I didn't do that, because it was a bad habit that I end up carrying even as an adult. So parents, please just have that open communication. And maybe if my mother did probably communicate and, hey, what's going on? I noticed you've been this and that. It's okay to talk to me. You can tell me, maybe there could have been a change. So, parents, let's not focus on the past, but let's just focus on right now and make a difference and make a change.
There's a comment on Facebook, and I put it on the screen. I don't know if you can see it, by David Alexis that reads, "The school needs to do better, and they should have a zero tolerance on bullying."
I agree. I definitely agree with what she is saying, because the way that they handle bullying, sometimes I kind of feel that it gives an opportunity for the bullies to continue to keep bullying, if that makes sense. I think they definitely have to do better when it comes to those situations, because my thing about it is, how many times have he been bullied to the point where he got killed? This is not something, when it comes to bullying, it's an ongoing situation. It's not just one day they decide to pick on you. It's an ongoing situation. And even as a teacher, you notice things. Teachers notice things, and so the school definitely has to do better. And even when it comes to, and I think it's like a chant, like a chain reaction. When the teachers are, the school is not over exaggerating, but burning out these teachers, and where sometimes they just put anybody up in there where they're not taking, where they don't have a full passion for what their job is. And and then it kind of reflect on how they treat the students and how how everything comes about. So yes, I definitely agree that the school has to do better when it comes to bullying.
Right. As a Haitian community, we need to continue to come together and stand for what is right. Not because he was Haitian, but it hit home different because he's Haitian. And it's happening in all different kind of cultures. Those who are come from internationally and they're not American, they're always getting bullied. But we hope from this situation on that you all who are listening and who are with us tonight can take the initiative to move different, to speak to your children, to talk to them and bring them in, ask questions that you never asked. It's never too late to fix. It's never too late. It's never too late. So we
Yes, it's
thank you.
never too late. It's never too late because unfortunately we lost one.
Yeah,
We definitely lost one.
and a lot many that we don't know of. But this is just
Correct.
so fresh, and I pray for his family for comfort at this time because they're still mourning. Um, I thank you all. I thank you all for joining us tonight. I know this is just such a sensitive topic, but we can't keep refraining from talking about these sensitive topics. We have to expose it. We have to talk about it. We need a solution, and communication will help us find solutions for one another. We thank you for joining us once again. Um, this is Bevi. We have Prinny. We'll see you again in the next episode next Tuesday at 7:30 with
Thank
Let's
you.
Palais.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye. Thank you, DJ Max.
Thank you very, very much, ladies, especially for this show. Thank you for you. Thanks God for you. And we need more of these topics, more of those issues that we're going through. And it fits right into the idea, the philosophy of this program, Let's Palais, which is the issues that we have dealing with those two different cultures. So I applaud you for this, and I thank you very much, and keep up the good work. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Voilà, c'était Let's Parler avec Bevi and Prinny. Et m'a dit tout le monde rendez-vous là. M'a souhaité que nous regarder choses ça, nous même cap regarder li, nous poster li, nous share li en façon pour plus monde au courant de li. Si nous pas faire pour politique là pour nouvelle yo, bon at least pour segment ça que moi promettre nous boire éditer li en façon pour me gagner pour compte li. Donc pour nous cabal plus exposure pour nous faire plus monde connaît exactement ça qui a passé et ça qui passé déjà parce que je pense que mesdames ça dans pile bagaille pour parler et nous-mêmes nous avons pile bagaille pour apprendre de eux.